Good afternoon, ladies. I'm finally here to do the sentimental value. 3 weeks of putting this segment off is long overdue. So, ladies, come to the forefront. Comment in the section below where you tuning in at this afternoon on this Palm Sunday, everybody. So, the sentimental value, ladies, the quality, the characteristics of who you are as a woman and what those things really look like. So we're going to talk about 100 different points. It's a lot, but at the same time, you know who you are, and if you don't know who you are, you're going to know who you are at the end of this live. Okay, ladies? So we're going to start off with the first point, ladies. All right. So what I want to do is I want to kind of set the tone for this podcast. So ladies, ask yourself 3 questions. What is your characteristic trait? What is your personality? And what is it that makes you stand out differently than anybody around you? Let that sink in for a moment, okay? Now, let's look at the next point of this. A good woman possesses qualities of strength, empathy, wisdom, compassion that uplifts both herself and those around her. For kindness, patience, to courage, self-awareness, each trait deserves recognition for the positive impact that it brings. So the qualities, everyone, the qualities. So we're going to look at this here in the sentimental value aspect. The first one we're going to look at is kindness. A good woman treats all people with kindness, understanding, respect. Her kindness extends to both friends and strangers. So if you have a spirit of kindness, ladies, and you share your goodness and your gracious spirit with others around you, that trait it follows along wherever you may go, right? Okay. Patient. She remains calm and even tempered in challenging situations. Her patience allows problems to be resolved peacefully. So you may be a peacemaker. So you may be someone that listens to conversation, listen to the difference between one situation to the next situation, and you're like, okay, we don't need to be arguing. We need to hear each side out. What do you have to say and what do you have to say? And then when you begin to really listen to each side of the conversation, then you're like, wait a minute. Okay, I hear your side, but then I hear your side, and then it comes to the point like, okay, can we come to a resolution to resolve this issue peacefully? So if you are a person that has a lot of patience in dealing with situations that can be difficult, that could be you. Humility. Despite her talent and accomplishments, she remains humble and modest in her ways. Her humility prevents arrogance and ego, meaning humble, remain stand fast. You're the kind of person that has the ambition to carry these traits wherever you may be at in your life, even in any situation that goes on. Now let's look at courage. She faced difficulties and hardship bravely without giving in to fear. Her courage inspires others around her. So your trait may be courage. You may have difficult situations, but you learn how to manage through those situations. You know how to carry those different traits out. Your sentimental value, ladies, these traits that you have, it builds momentum. And that momentum carries to women of other generations to come. And they admire and watch you, and you're like, whoa, how did you get there? It's called sacrifice, it's called hardship, it's called pain and suffering. By you growing that spiritual muscle and that strength over time, it carries something about you that you sometimes forget because things happen. But then you go back and think about it. Hey, I went through this situation. God carried me through that. I went through this. Man, I went through a lot because you have the courage to deal with these things and you deal with it head on. You didn't hide. You just dealt with it and faced it. And that's how you overcame that. Integrity. Her action and values align consistently. She demonstrated integrity through honesty, ethnic behavior in both private and public. Your integrity. So, ladies, your integrity. What does that look like? It may be with family. It may be with just people in the community. It may be just in general, just your day-to-day characteristic of who you are. But you carry yourself in a way that brings a lot of perseverance because you are showing that, hey, I carry myself as a lady of integrity. I have consistent values. I demonstrate this in any conversation that I have, publicly, privately, this and that and the third. So if you're the woman who has that, okay, that's that part of integrity, empathy. She listens with empathy to understand others' perspectives. Her ability to emphasize, strengthening relationship, and bring people together. That's me. That's talking about me. Empathy. I have that empathy aspect to listen to people, to really hear the different perspectives and have understanding, and also have an ability to know, like, wait a minute, okay, I heard your side. I heard your side. But when you begin to listen, listening is so important, ladies. Listening is so important because when you listen to things, ladies, you begin to realize, like, if I took this time and really just listen to someone and really have to say, you can learn a lot just by not saying anything at all. But if you only give out one piece of advice that sticks with that person, that can change their life completely because you provide that time. You did what you needed to do in that moment. Let's look at wisdom. Experience of self reflection has embedded her with wisdom way beyond her years. Her wisdom counsel benefits friends and family. So the wisdom that is instilled to you has came over time, ladies. Listen, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time in years to get to that part of wisdom because you have to go through some things, you have to make some mistakes, you have to channel your energy, you have to really learn about yourself and what you had experienced and how you can help other young ladies around you to not make the same mistakes that you did. Compassion. She shows compassion for the suffering of others through caring acts of support, comfort, and concern. So if you're a lady of compassion, which that lies in my category as well, of those who are going through some hardships or things you may know they've been dealing with, maybe some illnesses, some relationship issues. If you have a heart of compassion, that's you. Self control. She managed self control of her emotions and behavior, even in stressful and proactive situations. Self control, that means don't let your anger get the best of you. Times at times you may get a little triggered and it may slip up, but we're all human, we all make mistakes. But if you know how to control your emotions and don't let it get the best of you, you have growth something in your life that you have really learned that you could control. And you can have self control by not allowing certain situations to get you all flustered and all upset. Optimistic. Despite challenges, she maintained a hopeful, optimistic outlook on life. Her optimism uplifted and motivate those who are around you. Have you ever been around someone who is just always joyful and lively and has a good spirit tone about them? And they're always smiling because they has always something positive to say, even when things look crazy. And the thing about it is, when they speak, it's always positive. They see a situation, but then they turn around and make it something so amazing. That's your people right there because they bring you hope when there is no hope. They bring you joy when you feel like joy is all thrown in the gutter. And then they say something and it reminds you, like, hey, don't give up. Keep going. Loyalty. She is loyal and devoted to her loved ones, standing by them in both good and challenging times. I want to talk about this for a moment about loyalty. Young ladies, come to the forefront. I know many of you young ladies, early teenagers, early 20s, I need y'all to understand what loyalty means. Being loyal to someone is going above and beyond for that person. Having that person back when they're not in the room, speaking highly of that person and standing up for that person. Loyalty goes hand in hand. It's not like a one-way street. It goes both ways. So if you feel loyalty is for you, this is what it looks like young ladies, listen. Loyalty is so important. How can you have strong relationships if you don't have loyalty? Okay. How can you have a stable relationship if you can't trust your fellow homegirls or sisters? You got to have that established because if you don't have loyalty, you have nothing. Number 12, responsibility. She takes responsibility for her actions and commitments. Her sense of responsibility is extraordinary. Moving on to the top 100 qualities of good women. Let's explore what truly defines the goodness in womanhood. As we've seen so far, a good woman treats everyone with kindness. shows patience even in difficult times, and conduct herself with humanity and integrity. Taking responsibility, ladies. Taking responsibility. If you know that you need to take responsibility and accountability, this is what I need for you to understand. You have to have loyalty, you have to have responsibility, you have to have integrity, you have to have honor, you have to have courage, you have to have credibility of the things that you are really seeking for in your life. See, listen, ladies, you carry yourself accordingly, right? And you're trying to get it in relationships. And the relationships that you're trying to get in, it seems a little wishy washy. And where I'm going with this, ladies, is going to help you out a lot. Every relationship, friendship, boyfriend, fiance, ladies, listen, you have to love yourself. And when I mean love yourself, don't go by the traits of what the world says about you. You have to really search deep within yourself to find out if you truly love yourself. If you can stand and look at yourself in the mirror, ladies, if you can stand and look at yourself in the mirror and look at what you are looking at every day, you'll have a different outcome of what that may look like in your life. Let's look at perseverance. She persevered through obstacles and difficulties. Never give up easily, even when faced with setbacks. Preserving means saving yourself. Saving yourself in a way that gives you an ability to say, I'm not going to put my energy in certain things that doesn't mean me any good. You want to take that opportunity to really navigate through this. You want to take this opportunity to really search deep within yourself. Is this situation really worth going through, or is it something that I need to really just remove out of my life completely? You got to think about that, ladies. Adaptation. She adapt gracefully to change. Transition or unexpected circumstances with flexibility of spirit. I had to learn that. I had to learn that. Ever since 2016, you like, what happened in 2016? My life completely changed. Everything happened. Husband broke his foot. Mama got sick. Daddy got sick. My life from there on has not been the same since. So I don't expect everything to be consistent anymore in my life. It has gotten to a place that change happens so sporadically that I had to adapt to transitional, unexpected circumstances. That's something that I had to adapt to in my life. And many of us don't like change. Many of us don't like things that happen, but it happens. For me, I had to adapt to it. And that's just the custom. So something changed. I'm like, okay, here's another change. And I had to learn how to accept that. Was it hard at first? Of course. But now it's not, because now I have learned how to adjust and make things work for the best for myself. Work ethic. She approached her duties and tasks, whether career or family, with diligently and determination and a strong work ethic. But what lies beyond that? Let's find out. So what lies behind that? So if you're a woman who works, if you're work at home, or you are a business owner, or you're a woman who works out in the work field in person, working 9 to 5 job, and you're juggling a husband and kids, or just a husband, and you may have pets. The scenario is how to juggle it out. Ladies, you got to take time for you, number one, because you have to deal with a lot of things when you get off your job. Okay. You probably have to cook, you have to clean, you have to get the kids together, or you may have to cook and clean and tend to the husband, whatever your role may be, or you have to cook and clean, tend to the husband and the animals, whatever the situation may be. You got to make some time for you, maybe 15, 20 minutes, give or take, to get your mental together, because you're transitioning from the work aspect of it directly into the role of a wife and a mother, or a wife and a pet owner. And you need to adjust that. You have to take your mindset off your job, which is hard at times, ladies, but you have to turn that off, because you're going inside the home where your family is. And you juggling too many things, and it causes you to be overstimulated and overworked and stressed out. And you don't need to be stressed out, because heart disease is like the number one killer in women, because women carries so much, and you don't realize that you're carrying this load. They say, yeah, stress is the number one killer, and heart disease is and high blood pressure. If you don't eat right and take care of yourself, those things will affect you. And a lot of women can't afford to take time out because they have to hustle and bustle. But the thing about it is, your body gonna shut down either way it goes. So, ladies, I encourage you to take care of yourself. I need you to take care of yourself. I need you to make yourself a doctor's appointments. I know many of you don't like doctors, many of you don't believe in doctors. I'm telling you, get yourself checked out. If something in your body don't feel right, and you know it don't feel right, your body gonna let you know. I'm telling you out of love, because you need to take care of yourself. If you got kids, if you got a husband, if you got pets, you need to be there for them. But you also have more things that you need to take on in the process. Generosity. She gives generously of both her time, skills, possession to help others without expectation of reward. See, this is what I want to talk about here. Generous. You got to be careful who you are generous to. Everybody don't deserve access to you. Okay. Everybody don't deserve your love. Everybody deserve your time. Everybody don't deserve anything that you bring into the table. Because if you're generous to that person, are they doing the same thing in return to you? You got to think about that. Stop having expectations for people that don't value you in the end. Stop putting your time, your skills, and your effort in others if they're not doing the same for you. Now, if it's back and forth and you're doing it and it's going both ways, then okay, continue. But if it's not, you need to let that go. And that's the toxicity I'm talking about. You can be generous, but you got to be very careful who you're generous to. Her conduct is reframed dignity and graceful, whether in victory or defeat. Grace. Ladies, think about that word grace. What does that look like for you in your life? Respect. She respects others. Command their respect through upright principle behavior. What this means is that if you show respect to others, it goes both ways. It has to be upright and a principled behavior. Positivity. Her outlook remains positive and upbeat. She spread happiness wherever she goes. You spread happiness, you spread joy, you do things that brings joy and happiness to people's life, and that's me, positivity. Faith. An inner faith or psychological guide her choosing an outlook with purpose, strength, and conviction. And conviction. Her faith. Your faith opens many doors because you're having faith in things in your life that helps you to get through whatever you may be getting through. Because you tried. When you try, ladies, I want to talk about this for a bit. When you try and pursue it and you allow your faith to do it works for itself, I tell you, it'll come to pass. 21. Trustworthy. She's reliable, honest, trustworthy. Friends and family trust her completely. So we just talked about loyalty. Now let's talk about trustworthy. How many people, ladies, do you know that you can call reliable and trustworthy? How many of you need that trustworthiness? So young ladies, I need y'all to come back to the forefront. You something. Listen, you want to know how to have, you ladies, if you want to know how to have healthy relationships being an adult, you got to have loyalty and trust and communication. All this drama and chaos going on, no, it don't get anywhere. Because at the end of the day, who's right, who's wrong? Did you listen to each other? Was it a miscommunication? You got to have people that are reliable. You got to have honesty first and foremost, and trustworthy is the key, because you got to have people on your team that you can trust, because that word trust goes a long way, just well as loyalty and communication and understanding. Confidence. She carries herself with a quiet confidence and believes strongly in her capability and skills. When you have confidence in yourself, and I've done a segment that I did 3 years back to back of the Confident File. The Confident File is a segment that I did, ladies, to build your confidence up as a woman. How do you carry yourself at your job? How do you carry yourself as a mother? How do you carry yourself as a lady? How do you carry yourself generally? What are you things that you need to do to keep yourself going? How are you motivated? How are you determined? Think about this for a moment. When you are evaluating yourself, for example, you carry yourself in a way that people look at you in a way that say, man, she's awesome, she's amazing, she's great, she's phenomenal, she does amazing work, she has a character trait that is beyond measure. People look at that and is amazed by it. Now, fellas, so ladies, we're gonna get on about the relationships. So, ladies, I want to drop this nugget on you. What kind of man are you seeking for? You're like, where we going with this? Hold on. What kind of men are you seeking for and desire in your life? The thing about it is, you have this expectation of a certain type of fella. And your expectations may be high, maybe mediocre, whatever you want. But ladies, let's just be honest. You can't expect a man to be what you want them to be if they're not even mature enough there yet. You can't expect a man to be what you want him to be if he's not mature enough to be there yet. And the thing about it is, if they are not in that mindset and that mind frame, and your standards are way high, and you expect this man to be what you want him to be, it's not going to happen. Because one, he's going to be who he's going to be. Two, he's just going to do what he want to do, and it's just going to be the way it is. So, ladies, don't break your own heart expecting the man to be what you want him to be. Looks are not everything. What do you mean by that? You have to understand, ladies. If you see inside of a person's heart and you see that it's precious, you can beyond look beyond the looks and see what's in the heart. Because the heart speaks mad volumes. All right. And most people say, you something else, Pastor J. And I'm just being honest. Like, ladies look at all these videos and movies and all this other stuff going on. But if you see what's inside of a man's heart, do you see integrity? Do you see honor? Do you see loyalty? Do you see trust? Do you see him being trustworthy? Do you see him being the man you want to spend the rest of your life with? And if you answer any of these questions and you got to know in any of these questions you ask yourself, you might as well go ahead and walk away. And many of you have this thing about he can change if he chooses to. Many people don't want to hear that word if he chooses to. A man chooses to change, ladies. So you can't force a man to be something he don't want to be. Okay? Men have their own minds. They're going to either do right or they're not. So, ladies, I need you to take notice. If you got a good one, hold on to him. If you're looking for marriage or you're looking to be with somebody, you got to understand that it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get there. Determination. Her determination helps overcome hurdles. Once she set her mind to goals, she follows through determination. Determination, it means she go above and on. I'm about determination. I am that woman that is determined to get things done. People are like, you know it's not going to happen. I said, who said that? I had to build that muscle, y'all, to get there. To know I'm determined to get stuff done. Because I think about it. And then I strategize on how to do it. And it all comes together. Truthful. Truthful honesty are paramount in her dealing with the communication of others. Truthfulness. Honesty, being truthful to someone, being honest with someone, letting them know that, hey, this is what it's going to be. You either take it or leave it. But sometimes you got to kind of tone it down because everybody's not at that level of that mentality. So you kind of got to tone it down a little bit. Dependably. Others depend on her as she constantly follows through on promises and commitments. By now, the trait of the high-value woman are coming more clearly into focus. Let's further explore the 10 qualities of a good woman and define her character. We have passionate. We have forgiveness. We have calm. We have poise. We have principled. We have flexible. We have leadership, responsibility, diligently, considerate, order, care, resourceful, hard work, vision, empathy, enthusiastic, convincing, poise, self-aware, insight, accountability, reliable, open-minded, capable, creative, helpful, virtual, principled, thorough, realistic, disciplined, dedicated, honorable, a gentle self expression, warm, appreciative, ethnic, accepting, loving, noble, brave, nurturing, supportive, understanding, anonymous, effectively motivated, uh, compassionate, dutiful, encouraging, secure, graceful, non judgmental, honest, insightful, joyful, hardworking, trustworthy, dedicated, balanced, strong willed, resilient, authentic, adapted, caring, principality, ambition, discreet, thrifty, patient, thrifty, healthy, intelligent, appreciative, hopeful. So these are the characteristics that I just named you. It was a lot, but at the same time. So ladies, if you fall in that category, I want you to commend yourself. And you like Pastor J, where did that really lies about the sentimental value of where I'm standing? The sentimental value, ladies, is your personal trait of who you are. So any of those words that I named on this list, does that apply to you? Is that going to apply to you? With that being said, I want to say this. Fellas, come to the forefront. Okay. Come to the forefront. And I'm going to get back to the ladies. Fellas, be patient with the ladies. Okay. Stop calling these women's H's and B's. You don't know what some of these women been through. Okay. Some of these women have dealt with some very severe trauma. Okay. And you got to learn how to respect these women. And you like, what do you mean? How do women don't respect us? Because a lot of these women have been through some trauma. A lot of them been hurt. A lot of them been through some things. So they don't know how to love the way you want them to love. They don't know how to receive the way you want them to receive. See, a pretty face has a lot of things going on behind the scenes that you don't even realize. See, you see this person, and you can't make somebody be something if they're not even equipped to do this. You can't turn someone into be something that you want them to be if they're never going to be that. See, the problem is you're trying to make somebody out to something that you want, but that person may never ever reach that height. Ladies, don't be something that you're not ready to be. Don't ever be forced to be in situations that you're not ready to be in. Don't be in a relationship that you think is going to help you when it's actually doing more harm and good into your life. Don't pour into somebody who's not pouring back into you. Your sentimental value is worth a lot more than silver and gold. Your precious jewels are more amazing and profound by you allowing yourself to be productive and hold yourself accountable accordingly. Don't beat yourself up because you didn't get it the first time. Ladies, dust yourself back up, pick yourself back up, and do it again. Don't ever let nobody stop you from being amazing and great. Don't let nobody ever defy you. Don't let nobody ever humiliate you. Stand up for who you are and know your worth. Know that you are beautiful. Know that you are profound. Know that you are great. And whatever you do, don't let nobody talk down to you. Why am I saying this? Because I was in the shoes that many of you are in right now. I had low self-esteem. I didn't have confidence in myself. But look at me now. I am great. I'm amazing. I'm profound. I'm a woman of God. I have all kind of integrity and knowledge and wisdom that I share amongst people of all walks of life that gives them the ability to stand the course. I've helped so many people over the years and taught so many different messages over the years about things that really should build them to that extra height. I've dealt with people who dealt with depression. I dealt with people that PTSD, all kind of different things. Because at the end of the day, I saw their worth. I saw that what was valuable about them, that it finally came out and they realized like, dang, I never knew that I was that girl. No, because it didn't come out until you were put in a position where you begin to open your eyes, you begin to open your ears, and you begin to look at things differently. You begin to unlayer things that was talked about you. You've probably been called all kind of different names because of what people have said about you. If you believe in yourself and you believe that you are a beautiful woman, Claim that over your life. Don't let nobody tell you any different because your worth is so powerful. Your voice has value. So, whatever it is that you may be facing or going through right now, this segment right here, the sentimental value, is going to help you get to a better place. This is just a milestone, ladies, of what you are about to embark in your journey in life. This road's not going to be easy, but at the same time, once you get to that place, you know your worth. When you get to that place, you know who you are. You have confidence. So many people talking about, oh, you're bougie, you stand up. No, she's not bougie. She's a woman that know who she is and she know what she stand for. She stand on business. She tolerates no foolery. She tolerates no bull. She tolerates no disrespect. She knows who she is and she knows what she stands for. It's not about no independent woman type mentality. It's a woman that knows that she loves herself and she knows that she needs more in her life than what is brought to her. So many of you talking about, oh, she boozy, oh, she independent, she don't need no man. A lot of women need a man, okay? But they have standards that they want a man that's gonna stand right by their side, not to throw them up on the bus or call them out their name and cussing them out and this and that and the third. Fellas, come to the front for y'all gonna get mad at me, but at the end of the day, I'm speaking truth. Okay? You can roll your eyes, stump your feet, and call me what you want to call me, but I know who I am, and you gonna know who I am before this live's over with. That part. Now, back to what I was saying. Never disvalue somebody if you don't know their story. Never stick somebody in the back and you never know what they've been going through. Never make anybody feel less if you don't want to feel that way. Because not only are you disvaluing that person, you disvaluing yourself. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. If you want an amazing woman, fellas, she's got to go through the molding process. She's got to change her ways. She's got to grow into something that is completely profound. It is not something that's going to happen when you snap your fingers and pat your hands, fellas. No, no. She's got to get there. It may take months. Heck, it may take years. But I tell you, if she is willing to put in the work, she will. And if she's not going to put in the work, it is what it is. Ladies, what I'm saying to you this afternoon is that know who you are. Value the characteristic traits about who you are as a woman before you engage in any type of relationship with anyone. Knowing what you put to the table, it has so much to bring. It has so much spotney that you bring to the table. You can't expect people to be what you want them to be if they're not even there yet. So, ladies, what I want to leave you here today is the sentimental value of your characteristic, the trait that you leave in your life. It plays an amazing part. An amazing part that's going to carry you to the next stages and the next season of your life. So, ladies, if you're ready for change, it's time to put in the work. It's no time to sit around here twiddling fingers. If you want to see the change in your life, you got to put in the work. If you know you need to be healed, if you know you need to be delivered, you need to have forgiveness in your heart about situation, ladies. It's that time. It's that time. It is really that time. Because when you take time and really work on yourself, don't talk about it, be about it. Don't tell everybody in the world what you got going on. Keep it to yourself because they're going to start seeing progress of your behavior and your actions start to change over time. It's like something about you has changed. Your way of talking, the way you present yourself is a lot different because you are growing and you're molding yourself in what you need to become. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Sentimental Value for Women. This will be available on the Mechanism Podcast on Instagram and on YouTube. I pray that you were blessed by this segment. This one was a heavy one, but at the same time, it's a must. Sometimes you have to give a little tough love, everyone. So, fellas, come to the forefront. I'll see you, jokers. I'll see y'all next month. I got a segment for y'all. All right. Have an amazing and a wonderful and a blessed Sunday. And enjoy your Palm Sunday and take care of yourself.